Yeah.
The American people don't know what's going on in this country.
The enemy's public.
The country is going to hell.
The enemy's public.
It ain't black people sending it there. There is no mystery God. Absolutely no mystery God.
You are the future, and we are depending on you to unite to overcome your differences and organize a system under the set of principles that the original people of this planet follow.
The enemy's public.
Get your copy of Fire. It's definitely a must-read. If you enjoy hood books, this one is it. Just like the title of the book, it's officially Fire. Get it on Amazon, paperback or Kindle.
I don't know how I got here. I just know I'm never going back. Just when I thought things were already crazy, it gets worse.
I'm back.
Quan?
Sapphire struggles to deal with her husband's alleged betrayal and coming to terms with Quan being alive after thinking he was deceased. Devante tries to keep a level head while dealing with family issues and unexpected disloyalty. Memories of Dre enters Devante's life in a way that he would have never imagined.
Fire Part 2, the finale.
Peace. This is the enemy's public. I am Bro.Nasir. Before I get started, I want to say peace to my brothers, P. Moses, my brother Voodoo Child. Salute to you brothers for coming through. I appreciate it. This evening, I have a question. Is self-entitlement a mental illness? Because it seems to me that people among us have this self-entitlement, thinking that everything belongs to them and will go out their way to acquire things without earning it. Even the respect of people. Putting on a show, taking credit for things that one person wouldn't do, and expecting respect without earning it from the people. I've been around for almost 60 years, and I've seen a lot of self-entitled people who think because they are of a certain ethnicity, they think that they're smarter. All they have to do is be what they are as an ethnicity, and that makes them smarter, and that makes them entitled to have certain things. Now, speaking about the so-called leaders of these nations, it's insane to me that grown men can behave like some of these grown men behave. Give me 1 second. Now, what I try to tell our people is that we have to be mindful. Peace to my brother Maybach. Thanks for tapping in. We have to be mindful of the cross and the double cross, the triple cross, and the quadruple cross with certain people. And I've come to the conclusion that some people are absolutely disagreeable to live with in peace because of their behavior. Can you imagine some people being in places where they get kicked out wherever they go, in exile wherever they go, but they call themselves the victim when they go and start trouble wherever they go? Now, Benjamin Netanyahu is a master manipulator. He masters manipulation to the ignorant, the bobbleheads, airheads. He's a master manipulator to the non-thinking among our people or among people in general. And he's a part of the narrative that I'm speaking of. He's a self-entitled man. He's self-entitled. And he's a mental case. He's sick in the head, because you can only be sick in the head to spew something that people know is a lie. And the fact that you'll say it anyway, something's wrong with you if you will say it anyway and the people know you're lying, which is why the people walked out on him at the United Nations, because they knew he was going to get up there and just spew the same bullshit lies that he's been spewing for the last over 30 years. Now, my definition of ignorant is different from others. My definition of ignorant is, I put the word ignore and I put the word rant together. Ignorant. Running your mouth, ignoring the facts. That's my definition of ignorant. Yet, those of us who, as my brother Voodoo Child said, the well-informed are not easily fooled. And that's a minority these days, because ignorance is at an all-time high. And some of us, we will ignore what we see, thinking that it's going to go away when it's not. It's not going to go away. Problems have to be solved. They don't go away. You have to solve it. Because if you don't solve the problem, it's always going to come back up. So if there's a problem, you should solve it. Yet, a self-entitled person, a greedy person, a outright liar is a dangerous person, and they will kill. They will kill. They will literally kill you to maintain their lies and to keep from being uncovered, exposed, and dealt with accordingly. Now, the United States and Israel, they want to present these two nations as the standard bearers of what so-called democracy is, what truth and justice is, but they don't display any of those attributes. And everything they accuse people of doing, they actually do. And they do it in our faces. Now, the one thing that people can vocally defend themselves with is under attack. And that's freedom of speech. We have a maniac in the White House. It's not that the others were maniacs, but we have a maniac in the White House who wants to be a king. Those of us who don't see that he wants to be a king by his behavior, we're turning a blind eye. Turning a blind eye to something only means you won't see it coming. That's all that means. So you might as well stay focused. The parade in June, he wanted the soldiers to march down the street honoring him instead of the 250th anniversary of the military. Just so happened the two were on the same day, but he wanted to make it about him, using the United States military as political pawns, deploying them all over the United States, lying about what's going on in these various cities. I've always stood on that if National Guard is deployed in cities, it should be at the discretion of the governors of those states, mayors of those cities, who will go to the governor of those states. But all of these states don't want the National Guard in their cities, to the point that they're going to court and they're fighting and having judges put restraining orders on their cities. They don't want the National Guard in their city. And it's all about the optics. It's all about how it looks. It's all about Donald Trump being able to take credit for whatever progress the city has made. He wants to be able to say that he did it because he deployed the National Guard there, when the National Guard is doing nothing but being bored and stirring up trouble. That's what they're doing. And it's a lot of generals, colonels are disgruntled because they don't want to be in these cities, because that's not what they took the job for. That's not what they trained for. They trained to secure our borders, and Donald Trump's incompetent ass got them inside of cities, using them as his political pawns. And it's going to come to the point that the military is going to become the militia against the government because they're misusing them. Once they realize they're being misused as pawns, as personal political pawns, that will make any man turn against those who are using them spitefully. Now, again, our people don't understand the cross, the double cross, the quadruple cross, the triple cross. Our people don't understand it. I've seen it coming when Joe Biden was president. Our people don't realize that the immigrants were brought here to have us have disdain for them being here, getting the tangibles that we should have. They were brought here for that particular reason. So we can complain. The cities can be crime ridden. And then we will call for the National Guard to come into our cities. I would never call for the National Guard or the police to come around me because they'll never come around myself or my people to help us. I would never call them. But a lot of our people will because somebody put a mic in our face, we feel that we have to say something. We just can't. I mean, it's like being on stage. Somebody put a mic in front of our face. We feel we have to say something. We don't know how to say no comment. We don't. We don't know how to say whatever criticism or, compliments I have for my people. I will say it to my people, not you, because I know who you are as the media. We don't know how to do that. But when we have our people talking about how terrible our young people are, we are lining our young people up. And when they come to our cities, they're not going to come to our cities and approach our people with compassion. They're not going to do that because the National Guard or state police or whatever so-called authorities that are sent into our cities are not there because they care. They're not. Donald Trump's already using the language of insurrection to justify the slaughter of our people. And some of our people rock with this buffoon. And when they see what I already see, when they see it happens, they're going to be very regretful for lining our young people up and wanting to see our open and consistent enemy patrolling our cities. We should never talk about how terrible it is. What we should be doing is getting among ourselves and saying, well, we are going to handle what goes on in our community because those who they send, especially a tyrannical person like Donald Trump, they're not going to send people to come deal with us with compassion. Speaking about Chicago, the city that they always pull out their ass, when we talk about how we're being treated by them, they always pull Chicago out their ass. They're not deploying soldiers into our city because they care if we die or if they care if we're killing each other. They don't care about neither one of them. They don't care if we die or if we kill each other. It's all about the optics and it's all about being an authoritarian. That's what it's about. And some of our people are falling for it. Everything about us we should be dealing with on our own. It's our responsibility. Our condition is our condition alone. And it should be us that's affecting positive change among our people, because we can't expect others to do so, and they're not going to do it. They don't give a damn about us. We have to care enough to affect positive change in our communities. But some of us put our faith and our confidence in a damn politician, left or right. I would be saying this if it was a Democrat, because they don't give a damn about us either. They don't care. Neither side care about us. I was saying the same thing 4 years ago when Biden was just inaugurated. I was saying the same thing about him. Go back and listen to what I was speaking about. We should never put our trust and our confidence in a politician. Our communities are ours. When you see your brother, talk to your brother. If anything going on that we need to get rid of, we plan, we organize, we strategize, we deputize, and whatever we don't want in our community, it has to go. Whatever we want to bring to our communities, it comes there. Nobody could stop us if we decide that's what we're going to do. Who can stop us? Nobody. Now, again, when people are self-entitled, they move in certain ways. And they will do anything to get what they think they deserve, even if they don't earn it. If they think they should have it, a self-entitled person would do anything, even kill. Look what's going on the Gaza Strip. They was put there for that particular reason. That's why that state of Israel was set up, for that particular reason. It's evident. When was there ever peace in that region since 1948? No peace. No peace. In all that time, there was never any peace. Not because of the people, it's because of the government, the bloodsuckers of the poor in that region, just like here. They're kin. You got the little brother that start trouble. He get into a fight, and if he get beat up, he go get his big brother, the big bully. That's what it is. I don't rock with people being victimized by nobody. I don't rock with that. People who are doing things that's illegal, committing crimes that are harmful to people, victimizing people, violence. Yeah, get them out of here. Get them out of here. But for you to go to somebody's job, go snatching people up there at the dentist, snatching people up, coming from church, slamming women on the ground, children looking at it in horror. No, I don't rock with that. Only a hateful ass person would rock with that. I don't care who it is. If that person is not doing nothing harmful to another human being, they deserve to exist and coexist like everybody else. I don't rock with that because I'm not hateful. Some of our people are hateful as hell. I can't see that and rock with it. A family being broken up, somebody's children being snatched away from them because it reminds me of something. I can't rock with that. There's a tether class of people, and then there's the people of those different ethnicities that actually rock with us. There's a tether class, the ones who come over and undermine us and align themselves with those who are against us or who they perceive as winning. That's the tether class of those people. Just because somebody's from somewhere else, it doesn't make them a tether. Tether class is a ideology and a behavior. If they come over here and undermine us, they come over here and align themselves with those who are against us or who they perceive as winning and are against us. That's a tether. Peace to my good brother, my comrade, Drake Hobbs. Thanks for tapping in. Some of our people don't even know what a tether is. They call anybody outside the United States a tether. No. A tether is a behavior. And we shouldn't. Peace, Sister Demi. Thanks for tapping in. And we shouldn't run our potential comrades away from us with our stupid ass rhetoric. We have to learn how to watch people on a protracted period to see who they are, not just determine who they are without knowing them. It's not wise. Some of our people, with all we know, don't even know proper handling of people. Don't even know that. And proper handling of people is so simple. That's one of the most simplest lessons that was given to me. Soldier in the NOI. Proper handling of people. Wanting for your brother and your sister what you want for yourself. That's simple. That means the way you treat people, you want it for yourself. It's the same as doing unto others as you would have them do unto you. Wanting for your brother what you want for yourself, that means if you treat your brother good and your sister good, you want that for yourself. It's the same as when people say, keep that same energy. The energy you give out, the energy you receive, it's the same exact thing. It's a lot of brilliant brothers and sisters who I listen to on these platforms. And a lot of them have potential. But some of them have a lot of information. Yet they lack understanding. And understanding is the best part. They lack understanding. And they haven't gotten the teaching mannerisms and demeanors right. Haven't gotten that right. Because if your mannerism is cringeworthy and nobody wants to hear you, you can't hold them to teach them anything. You can't. Teaching is a skill. That's why I take my time. I don't just ramble, and I'm very careful of what information that I pass off to people, and I'm very careful and I'm hesitant to tell somebody that they're wrong. I'm hesitant to tell somebody they're wrong. I would just give the information that I have and may it resonate. I was taught that you should tell you should tell people when you're wrong, but never tell people when they're wrong. Because if you just come up and simply give the correct answer, if someone's in error, you'll spark their brain. Just come up and give what you know, even if it's contrary, but don't tell that brother or sister they're capping like some of us do. See, I'm not from the debate, era. Though I have debated, but everything's not a damn debate. If you are building and your build turn into a debate, you're not building, because building is added on. A lot of these cats never been to a build, don't know what building is. And they probably can't even put a wall unit together based on how they build. And even on these platforms, I see the display of self-entitlement. They're so used to coming up on people's platform, turning a build into a debate. They're so used to coming on and changing the narrative. If you see a title on somebody's platform, you shouldn't think you can come up and change the narrative or the subject. That's self-entitlement. You should come up and add on to what that brother or sister is talking about on their platform, unless they give you permission to change the subject. But I've seen a lot of times it's even happened on my platform that I have to check people. That's not what I'm talking about. The conversation is with me. If you come up here, talk about what I'm talking about, or go somewhere else. That's trying to force your will on the next brother or sister, when you should just come up and add on. If it's something that you want to speak about, you wait till the subject come up, or if somebody says open topic. If it's open topic, that's a different thing. But if it's a specific topic, stick to the subject. We have, as a people, an attention deficit as a people. We can't stick to the subject. Now, it's to the point that if you look at people's videos in totality, some of them do okay. But if you cut them up as shorts, those pop. That shows that our people have an attention deficit. Can't even listen for more than 1 minute before we are moving on to something else. We have an attention deficit. We as a people need to learn how to pay attention to more than one thing, because a whole lot is happening around us. And there's a lot of things that I see that I've been seeing that we are going to deal with down the pike. Real stuff that's happening. And some of us are not serious and we think everything is a play day and every time it's a play time. We have to stop playing so damn much and thinking this is a play day. It's not a play day. There's no soldiers in my city. There's not. Not saying that they won't be there, but up the road in Newark, ISIS running around my city. I can tell you that. They're running around in my city. But in Newark, up the street, they're all there. National Guard, ICE, not at the discretion of the governor, not at the discretion of Mayor Ras Baraka, contrary to what's going on in these cities. Crime is down in Newark tremendously. Crime is down in Newark. Crime is down in my city tremendously. All except what the police are doing. See, we have an election coming up. We got Citarelli and we got Mikey Sherrill. And Citarelli said he wants to take the handcuffs off the police. They have a debate in my city tomorrow. Mikey Sherrill and Citarelli, the two forerunners as governor of New Jersey. And it upset me because how are you going to have a debate that's closed to the public? So we can't ask these candidates questions because I want to know what he mean about taking the handcuffs off the police. I want to know what that means. I was going to go to that debate. And I was going to ask that question and tell him in his face, if I was a voting man, which I'm not, but I wanted to ask him that question for the sake of argument. What do you mean about taking the handcuffs off the police when they need handcuffs on them? I need to know. And it's crazy to have a debate that's closed to the public. That makes no sense. To me, that's a speakeasy. That's what it is. It's a speakeasy. That's what that is. My brother Mouthpiece, salute to you, comrade. Thanks for tapping in. Because the taxpayers are not allowed to engage the candidates. And the election is next month. So you're telling me we can't engage and question the candidates? I wanted to question the candidates. I have questions. Even though neither one of them are worthy of me going out on a November morning or evening, casting a vote. But I had specific questions, especially dealing with the police, because the police are already out of control. Because when you say that you want to take the handcuffs off the police, that means that you don't want to hold them accountable for what they're doing, for what you know they're doing. And Citarelli is very chumby with Trump. So that's problematic. Very problematic. Now, I'm going to do a video presentation. Let me share my screen. Pardon me. We're going to start off with the camaraderie, because that's what it's about. It's about the camaraderie.
Hands up in the air, unified and bold. Shoulders locked tight, stories untold. This is the camaraderie, the brotherhood flow. We all stand in that for the people we know.
Field Marshal Bro.Nasir, never back down. Talk your talk media, word spreads around town. Big dog, Philly OG, wisdom in his bark. Big aboriginal power, lighting up the dark. Key Norfolk on the line, speaking truth through the static. Open to knowledge, mind sharp, automatic. Hurries the realest with that unbreakable stance. Bro Sanchez bringing light, giving minds a chance. Dangerous music, Drake Cobb's on the sound. DJ Cuddy spins it, our anthem hits the ground. T wriggles, you'll see Nia. Voices join the crowd, smoke signal in the air, make the ancestors proud.
We all stand, we all rise, act for our people, open up our eyes, linked by legacy, forged in the fire. This is camaraderie, we lift each other higher.
We lift each other higher. Supreme Chief Holiday, guiding with honor. Voodoo Child, channel spirit, the feeling gets stronger, no one left behind. Every name is a torch, lighting freedom's path. As we move off the porch, every voice different, but the heart's the same. We paint our own future, signing with our names. Forged by the struggle, united by the fight. One dream, one people, together in the light.
We all stand, we all rise, act for our people, open up our eyes, linked by our legacy, forged in the fire. This is camaraderie, we lift each other higher. Hands clasped in a circle, ancestors hear the call. Past, present, future, together we won't fall. From the roots in the soil to the stars in the sky, voices echo strong, let the unity fly. We all stand, we all rise, act for our people, open up our eyes, linked by our legacy, forged in the fire. This is camaraderie, we lift each other higher. We lift each other higher. We all rise, act for our people, open up our eyes, linked by our legacy, forged in the fire. This is camaraderie, we lift each other higher. This is for the people, our movement, our pride. This is camaraderie, we stand side by side.
That's what it's about. It's about the camaraderie. The brothers and the sisters, we stand and act on behalf of our own people and handle our own business. Our condition is ours to handle. That's what we have to do. Lieutenants salute lieutenants, captains salute captains, soldiers salute soldiers, male or females. That's what we have to do as a people. Organize, strategize, and deputize. Now we're going to go to Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, his address about the National Guard being in Chicago.
Thank you, Governor, and good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I'm grateful to all of the elected leaders here, the community, business, and faith leaders that are joining us today. Many Chicagoans were shocked and appalled to see videos of heavily armed, masked federal agents in our streets yesterday. The reality is that this stunt has nothing to do with public safety. This is about politics, money, and power. The president is using his militarized force the exact way he intended, to advance his political goals. He wants to militarize our cities, whether that's through ICE or through the National Guard or the United States Army.
Donald Trump wants to be an emperor. He wants to be a king. He wants to be an emperor. He wants to be just like North Korea, China, Japan, and any other dictator on this planet. He wants to be just like them, sending troops into cities that don't need them. That's where he wants to be. And it's all about the optics. It's all about the optics.
Or our armed forces. He wants to provoke conflict so that he can use this as a pretext to send even more federal agents into our city. What we saw yesterday was an absolute disgrace. Families, visitors, everyday Chicagoans were out enjoying our city, and they were met with dozens of heavily armed federal agents aiming to strike fear in our communities. They targeted street vendors and construction workers, just trying to make an honest living. They made a little girl act as a translator as they took her family into custody. These are heartbreaking scenes that...
Another thing that's crazy about the ICE roundups is that when I look and I see who are working for ICE, it's a lot of people who are willing to serve to their own people's detriment, because I see a lot of immigrants of the same ethnicity that's rounding up people. I see Asians, I see Latinos, Hispanics rounding up their own damn people, putting them in cuffs and throwing them in back of paddy wagons. You know how insane you have to be to inflict that type of pain on your own people? It's crazy to me.
That have nothing to do with making our city safer. My question to these masked, heavily armed individuals is simple. What could you possibly need an automatic weapon for? The only plausible explanation is that their aim is not to carry out their duties, but instead strike fear in our communities. If you are following the law, if you are in accordance with the Constitution, if you have a criminal warrant, then there is no reason to cover your face. This comes on the heels of the revelation that was reported on MSNBC that Tom Homan, the so-called border czar, accepted a $50,000 bribe from undercover FBI agents in exchange for lucrative detention center contracts. So
that's all it took for him to sell people out. $50,000. That's all it took to sell all those people out.
Call it what it is. Tom Homan sold out the American people for $50,000 in cash. And that's why I'm calling on the federal government to appoint an independent investigator to review every single contract in the city of Chicago, the county, and the state related to any ICE detention centers. The people have a right to know if these contracts are legitimate or if they were granted as a result of outright bribery and corruption. As of last week, 72% of those held in ICE detention have no criminal record.
As lawless as this administration have been, it do not surprise me that they would bribe someone. And it don't surprise me that one would accept the bribe, because they were put in these positions to toe the line. You know, Donald Trump called all these qualified people who rose up the rank and file to their positions, he called them DEI. Yet everybody he have in positions now are bobbleheads and DEI. Look who they have as the director of the FBI. Kash Patel don't know his ass from a hole in the ground. He don't.
And of those with a criminal record, many are for traffic violations and misdemeanors. The Trump administration's detention campaign is not for public safety, it is for profit. More than 90% of the immigration detention centers are run by private and for-profit corporations. The Trump administration has already engaged in.
That's money laundering. They're getting paid. It's not federal entities. They're private, so they're being paid, and there's contracts. They're even offering bonuses to recruit the agents to go out. And this is just my thinking. I can almost guarantee you everybody that's in those uniforms and carrying those weapons are not even law enforcement. They're just willing to do it, which is why they walk around with masks on. I like what Gavin Newsom did in California. Masks are banned in law enforcement. You got to show your face. I like what he did when it came to that. I don't rock with him, but he did something good over there in California. If you're going to be law enforcement, you're going to be snatching people up, you have to show your face. I used to run around all these other prospective cities wearing masks because I can almost guarantee you a lot of them are not even law enforcement. I can guarantee you that.
Bid contracts with private prison contractors across the United States.
Peace to my brother Vilified Nation. Good to see you, family. I can almost guarantee you all of those ICE agents are not even law enforcement. They just put guns in their hands, deputize them, or they probably had gun permits in their from their because you know white boys let them damn guns. And those ones who wants to be white boys who come over here, like I said earlier, and align themselves with who they think is winning. Because let me tell you, when people come here, they come here. The American dream is to come here and be white. That's the American dream, to become white, especially if you one of those people who don't look like us. Even some of them come here to be white. That's the American dream.
Executives at private prison firms are calling this a gold rush, as their stocks have soared by as much as 80%. In May, the CEO of a private prison corporation told investors, this is a quote, truly one of the most exciting periods in the history of the company. One company estimated that they could make as much as $400 million of taxpayer money per year from private detention. Another said,
and let me tell you something. When these people have all this money, they are lobbyists. They have a lobby. They buy their politicians, and these politicians owe these lobbyists, and they pay these lobbies with these contracts. See, this private company is going to make $400 million from the taxpayers, and a jail is only a warehouse without occupants. So they have to have somebody in those warehouses. They're warehousing the people. They have to have occupants. And then I don't know if they're going to feed them. Knowing Trump, he don't even care if they're fed. He don't even care if they have running water. He don't care about nothing like that. He just want them to be housed there. And it costs money to house people. I doubt if they have adequate care in the places, being how Trump's mentality is, because he wants soldiers to shoot people in the leg. He wants people. I mean, he asked his Secretary of Defense, can the military shoot protesters in the leg? He asked his Secretary of Defense, can they do that?
Said that it could make as much as $1 billion in additional revenue. The two largest private prison corporations gave President Donald Trump at least $2.8 million for his re-election campaign. And this is the agency.
What did I say? Lobbyists. They're lobbyists. They buy their guy. They add to their campaign contributions, and in return, they get these contracts. What Donald Trump is doing at the same time, greasing his own palm, money laundering, doing all kinds of things that would get the average person 10, 15, 20 years for. He's doing it. That's what he's doing.
See that Trump and Republicans just handed $170 billion, a blank check with little to no oversight. The money that Republicans gave to ICE is more, there's more funding given to ICE in this last budget that has been allocated for police departments at state and local governments in all 50 states.
Can you imagine that? More money is given to ICE than all police departments, state police, and the entire nation combined. More money was given to ICE. That's why I say that is insane.
Including the District of Columbia combined. Let me say that again. Trump gave his personal militarized force more money than all other local and state police funding combined. And the guy they put in charge of that funding was bought for $50,000 in cash. They are lining their own pockets and the pockets of the executives of small number corporations, to a small number of corporations. I've spoken with parents in Pilsen, Little Village, spoken to business owners on Devon Street, elders in Uptown who are too scared to take their children to school. We're losing business, and they're too afraid to even attend church because of their legal status. They're afraid of the reckless actions that they have seen. This is not being tough or patriotic. To throw a crying mother to the floor who just wanted to be reunited with her children, it's abominable. It's not law and order to body slam a 79-year-old business owner, an American citizen, for trying to produce the papers of his employees. And there's nothing brave about firing pepper bullets.
Now that's a punk that can do that to a 79-year-old person, male or female. To slam them down to the ground for any reason is out of pocket to me. That person's almost 80 years old.
And with chemical agents at a Chicago CBS reporter for simply showing up.
Salute to my brother, Straight Smoke. Peace.
To do her job. Greg Bovino, who spends countless taxpayer dollars on TikTok videos of himself, was in charge of the operation in Los Angeles, where a 15-year-old kid, an American citizen with disabilities, was handcuffed and held at gunpoint by ICE. His family is now suing. By the time this is over, there will be hundreds of millions of dollars of taxpayer dollars wasted in settlements related to the excessive use of force and the unconstitutional actions of this administration. So again, let's make this very clear. This is not about public safety. This is not even about immigration. This is a continuation of the Trump administration's war on the poor. They have cut food assistance. They have cut Medicaid. They have cut violence prevention funding. They have made life harder and more dangerous for poor and working people across this country. They have declared war on poor on behalf of the ultra-rich, and so they can simply funnel our tax dollars to a small handful of billionaires. So we have to make sure that we continue to show our support for the people of this city and for this country. In closing, at a time when we are cutting hundreds of millions of dollars from healthcare, public health, housing, and defunding public education, manufacturing austerity, I'll say that plainly, the Trump administration is worsening poverty at the same time as declaring war on the poor. This is an untrustworthy, corrupt, and out of control administration that is doing everything in their power to foment chaos in our cities. Whether it's in Portland, Los Angeles, or Chicago, we cannot accept the militarization of our cities. We will continue to stand united as a city, as a county, as a state, and local villages to reject any attempts to militarize our cities. I want to be very clear. What we saw this Sunday is not unique. As a governor.
Now, if a mayor or a governor don't see fit to have the National Guard in their city, and they're sent anyway, that is an overreach of authority by the president, and it's superseding the chain of command, and it's very disrespectful to do that when nobody called you and asked you to do that. That's disrespectful.
Governors indicated this is happening in villages like Broadview and other places across this country. And so we have to make sure that this is not the last time we express our unified voice to ensure that we protect the interests of all people. And with that, I will turn it over to our Attorney General, Kwame Raoul.
Now we're going to go to the gathering of military leaders with Donald Trump speaking to them.
Today, President Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth spoke to nearly the entire senior officer corps of the military. It was an unprecedented gathering at a Marine base just south of Washington.
Hegseth announced new directives, and as Nick Schifrin reports, the president laid out a vision to use the military not against overseas enemies, but for threats he sees here at home.
Today, speaking to a sea of generals and admirals whose experience was forged by 2 decades of foreign wars, the commander-in-chief said their chief enemy was domestic.
Now he's declaring war on the people of the United States, and he's trying to use the military, trying to be, and if you look at the backdrop, this is synonymous to General Patton, a general in the military that he admires. Now, this is a man who didn't come up through the rank and file, but he wants to command a military that he was never in. And he wants to instruct, and he wants to command generals, colonels, whatever rank and file that's sitting among him. He wants to command them and use them as his pawns against the people of the United States. And our people don't see this shit and they rocking with it. Some of our people actually believe that he has something for us that's not detrimental to our well-being. Whatever he has for us is not good for us. And when it happens, remember, I told you so to those naysayers who actually think that this man is any good. Good have to be in you to come out of you. So good in this man.
We should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, National Guard, but military.
He wants to use some of the cities as training grounds. Training grounds. The main enemy, as far as he's concerned, is domestic. Domestic. That means you. That means me. That means us. He sees us as the damn enemy.
The Trump administration has deployed active duty Marines and National Guard to Los Angeles, as well as guardsmen to Washington, D.C., but they've spent more time strolling than training. And President Trump vows to deploy troops into Chicago, Memphis, and Portland.
Defending the homeland is the military's first and most important priority. That's what it is. Only in recent decades did politicians somehow come to believe that our job is to police the far reaches of Kenya.
All these cities have police departments. They're supposed to be the first line of defense in the city. And he's sending troops into cities, and all they're doing is walking around, doing nothing. I'm going to say it like this. Donald Trump is managing. He's managing the fall of America. He's managing it. Telling you.
Kenya and Somalia, while America is under invasion from within.
For years, the senior officers in today's room not only led troops in Iraq and Afghanistan and Special Operations Forces troops across more than 80 countries, they've also been trained and educated all their careers to believe.
I tell you one thing, when it all boils down to it, these cities that these troops are going into have families in these cities. They're going to start disobeying these unlawful orders given by somebody who didn't come up through their rank and file. Donald Trump never been in the military. I don't think he should be telling them what to do. I don't even think they should salute him when he come off Air Force One. You know what these young men and even the men who are in rank had to do to get their body in shape? to maintain their body, the training that they have militarily. And they got to salute this fat slob when he come off the damn airplane. They got to salute him as the commander-in-chief. I don't even think you should be president if you wasn't in the military. Why are you commanding the military when you never been in it? That's another thing that's insane to me.
If the U.S. military should not be deployed against fellow Americans, and the few exceptions have been managed by the National Guard, who outside of D.C. are led by state authorities. But that is not President Trump's vision.
It's a war from within. Controlling the physical territory of our border is essential to national security.
And this morning, he warned what would happen to officers who resist.
I'm going to be meeting with generals and with admirals and with leaders.
You can meet with them. He wants to be a dictator. He said what's going to happen if officers resist, because he knows that he's going to meet resistance. And guess what? It's going to come from the high rank. What you're going to do when the high rank resists you? What you're going to do then? You can't fire everybody. He's going to lose his grip because people are not going to turn no guns on their damn family for him. They're not.
And if I don't like somebody, I'm going to fire him right on the spot. But if the words I'm speaking today are making...
If he don't like somebody, he's firing them on the spot. That means he wants a bunch of bobblehead, toe the line puppets. He wants a puppet. Why? Because he's one.
Your heart sink, then you should do the honorable thing and resign.
For 45 minutes before President Trump, Secretary Pete Hegseth told the gathered generals and admirals that he was, in his words, ending the war on warriors.
In many ways, this speech is about fixing decades of decay.
Hegseth today issued 11 new memorandums, many about fitness. Requirements for each combat specialty changed to, quote, the highest male standard only. Physical fitness tests for all service members would be changed to, quote, male standards, and grooming requirements would be enforced.
It's tiring to look out at combat formations, or really any formation, and see fat troops. Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon and leading commands around the country and the world. It's a bad look. It is bad, and it's not who we are.
Hegseth also vowed to
And it's also a bad look to have a fat, out of shape, quarter pounder eating president. He's the commander-in-chief, and you got this man who's in shape standing, flanking Air Force One, and they got to salute him when he walk off Air Force One. That's not a good look either.
Overhaul equal opportunity, military equal opportunity, and the inspectors general who investigate misconduct. Hegseth has long argued that the Biden administration was too focused on ensuring military diversity, but critics of today's speech say Hegseth's version of lethality is misdefined.
By changing the standard to the highest male combat arms physical fitness, lethality would go down because talent would decrease.
Haley Gibbons is a former Army Ranger who met the same requirements as male Rangers and says there should be different requirements for different military occupational specialties known as MOSs.
Having different standards for different MOSs allows for creative minds, intelligent people, specialized skills. One of the main aspects of lethality is unit cohesion, and that is built on trust, shared hardship, and leadership, not if you can deadlift a 350-pound barbell.
Hegseth has fired the top U.S. general, who is black, and the Navy's top admiral, who's a woman. He said they and others.
He fired them after they rose up against the ranks. They rose up in the rank and file. He fired them. He shouldn't be able to fire someone who rose up in the ranks. See, he got rid of them because he knew that he wouldn't be able to control them. And he put someone he could control in charge. And that's not right. And who he put in charge is actually DEI. See, the I in DEI, as far as he's concerned, must be incompetent, because I see everybody he put in these positions as incompetent, and they're all doing a terrible job. Just imagine, not even a month into his administration, you have military aircraft crashing into commercial aircraft as soon as he fired the people at the damn airports.
Others went too far in embracing, quote, woke policies. But Gibbons says the Army defines leadership differently.
Being a leader is influencing people, giving them purpose, structure, and motivation to accomplish a goal by not creating space for diverse minds, different backgrounds, different genders.
This is one long as episode of The Apprentice. This is exactly what this is. A 4-year episode of The Apprentice.
We are narrowing our ability to operate effectively.
It is not clear how much today's gathering cost, but given that generals and admirals flew from around the world, some estimates run in the millions of dollars. For more perspective, we turn to former Captain Margaret Donovan. She's a former assistant U.S. attorney and Army lawyer who deployed to Iraq and Syria, where she provided legal advice on more than 1,000 airstrikes and other lethal engagements. She's now in private practice and a visiting lecturer at Yale Law School. Thanks very much, Margaret Donovan. Welcome to the NewsHour. What's your reaction to President Trump's comments that I played earlier in the story that, quote, we should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, our National Guard?
Sure. I think my reaction is probably a combination of shock and embarrassment. On one hand, you have the Secretary of Defense who is saying lethality, lethality, lethality. He wants the troops to be more lethal. And then on the other hand, you have the President of the United States saying, I want training to happen in American cities. So how exactly are they going to train the military on becoming more lethal in American cities? None of that makes sense. It's extremely dangerous, and troops should not be normalizing that behavior.
But
he wants them to practice on the people in those cities and be more lethal and kill the people in those cities. He asked, can the National Guard shoot protesters in the leg? I've always said this, and I've been saying it all year. Whatever a nation don't condemn, they condone. They see what's happening. This United States see what's happening in these other nations, and they don't say a word about it. They see what's happening on the Gaza Strip. They see the dictatorship and the crimes against humanity in these other cities, in these other countries. They don't say anything against it. Why? If you don't condemn it, you condone it. That means they'll do it themselves. See, when I see tanks rolling through cities in the United States, I think about Tiananmen Square. Those of us who are old enough to know what happened in Tiananmen Square, if there were protesters in Beijing, China, and the soldiers opened fire on them, killing them, students, rolling over them with tanks. I don't think Donald Trump will have a problem with soldiers doing that. I don't think he have a problem with doing that.
But if the president is going to deploy the U.S. military into these cities, and he's already done that, and he's got a series of cities that he vows to do that again, why not make training part of that mission as well?
Because the military is not designed for domestic operations. Law enforcement is designed for keeping cities safe, crowd control, the things that I think.
Exactly. The military don't know penal code. They don't know case law. They don't know any of that. They don't know case law. They don't know penal codes in that particular city. And every city has its own penal code. So you could deploy them anywhere. They're not going to know what the law is. As a matter of fact, you'll have men and women out there with cameras. You see, they know more about the law than police officers, so they certainly gonna know more about the law than military personnel because you got First Amendment auditors that know more about the law than the police do. And soldiers know even less about the law. They don't know penal code, they don't know case law. So how are they going to go and enforce the law? Because they're not law enforcement.
Think is what the administration wants to use it for.
See, they are not, there's no natural resources to commandeer. There's no oil, there's no silver or gold or natural resources that the military can commandeer. See, in all actuality, the military is economic hitmen. That's what they are. They go and they take from people on behalf of corporate America. So there's nothing here unless they're going to take lives on behalf of Donald Trump, which is more than likely his mission.
Or let me explain that when the military deploys, for example, before a unit goes on a combat deployment, they receive training on the rules of engagement. They learn about, for example, what is the declared hostile force? Who can we kill and how can we kill them? How do we engage the enemy, right? They're not receiving training on how to apply the First Amendment to protesters in a foreign country. So we can't expect the military to understand how to apply what would normally.
You're never supposed to see the people in your country as your enemy. They are your countrymen. You're never supposed to see them as your enemy. Again, they are your countrymen.
Normally be overseas rules of engagement to a domestic training environment, like the United States with its constitutional protections of its citizens.
Stepping back, how unusual is it? How much does it go against the norms of decades of training and education that the generals and admirals who are in Quantico today, that the commander-in-chief says, quote, the military's first and most important priority is defending the homeland?
You know, I think the military's priority is defending the homeland, but the problem.
Defending the homeland from who? There's no enemy here to defend the homeland against. I know it says foreign and domestic, but some people unrest in the city is not called for to have the military in. You have the police. You have the police to deal with that.
Problem is the military's priority is protecting American citizens. American citizens are not.
And not only that, did the police in those local cities say this is too much for us? We need the National Guard. I think not. I think not. That's only if the police can't handle it. And that's not the issue, because if it was, it would be a city calling the state, and then the state is supposed to call for the National Guard. It's supposed to be at the discretion of the governor of those states. But no, Donald Trump just overreached his authority and sent them anyway. Why? It's all about the optics and he being a damn dictator. He wants to be a king and an emperor so bad, and he's nothing but a damn peon to corporate America.
Not the enemy. And the message that the president seems to be sending is that there is an enemy within. That is not true. Soldiers are training to protect American citizens from foreign adversaries. They are training to defend the Constitution. So that is incorrect to say that the enemy is in the country. And that is something that the military has to be prepared for. It stands against everything, every norm, every ethic, every moral that these military commanders have developed, learned, and hopefully imposed on their junior soldiers throughout their careers.
To your point, after the attacks on Pearl Harbor and 9/11, Congress passed laws that demanded the president use the military for forward defense. Of course, the idea being that if we attack them there, we will not be attacked at home. Again, how different is President Trump's vision of the military from those two historical examples?
Yeah, precisely. We're talking about foreign adversaries, right? We want to be able to defend the homeland from foreign adversaries, from foreign threats. What he's talking about now, or what he seems to be alluding to, is some type of internal enemy that doesn't actually exist, right? So
he wants to call protesters insurrectionists, while he just, when he came into office, one of his first line of business was to pardon the real insurrectionists that attacked the Capitol building. He pardoned them, but he wants to charge legit protesters. He wants to charge them with being insurrectionists. Insane.
Soldiers need to remember when they're seeing this on TV, when they're getting their training, what is the oath that they took? Who are they sworn to protect and defend? What are they supposed to do to uphold the Constitution? And these are the questions that they need to be asking themselves when they receive orders that they question are unlawful. And I imagine that the commanders who heard that speech today are wondering the exact same thing. What am I supposed to tell my soldiers that the president is going so far off base? And the other thing that you should remember is this is a president who has really a passing understanding of what the military is about, right? Everything that he's learned about the US military, he has learned from the movies. So it's kind of no surprise that he doesn't really know what he's talking about, that he thinks you can direct the military to do this or that and not stay in accordance with the law and the constitutional intent for the military, for example, that only Congress can declare a war. So it's kind of no surprise that he's misdirected here. And you just hope that the senior military officials.
And that's the crazy part, because if he shouldn't be able to order a strike on someone who are just in a boat because they're in international waters, and he charged them with transporting drugs, but he bombed some Venezuelans twice, killing people, and he ordered that, didn't even check with Congress to get permission to order to order that strike. Just outright lawless. Just lawless.
Recognize that and can respond accordingly with the leadership skills that they have.
Margaret Donovan, former JAG and of Yale Law School, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can military disobey Trump's orders? That's the questions being asked. Can a military
willfully disobeying a lawful command of a superior commissioned officer during wartime can be punished with the death penalty? Remember Maverick?
That's wartime.
Since we're talking about service members potentially disobeying orders, let's get right to the meat and potatoes. There are two major UCMJ articles that deal with this. Article 90, willfully disobeying a lawful command of that person's superior commissioned officer, and Article 91, willfully disobeying the lawful order of a warrant officer, non-commissioned officer, or petty officer. Now, these articles are no joke. Violation of Article 91 can carry up to 1 or 2 years of confinement, depending on who's giving the order. Violation of
Donald Trump is not a officer. He's not a soldier. He's just the president. Now, if he orders the top ranked soldier, and the top ranked soldier said it's not of our best interest, that's what it is. Because if it's not in the confines of the law and the Constitution, the soldier can disobey that law, or that order rather.
Violation of Article 90 can carry up to 5 years of confinement during peacetime and up to the death penalty in wartime. Now, is that a likely sentence? No. But if a superior commissioned officer ordered you to keep the streets clean, and you knew that throwing your gum on the sidewalk could be punished with the death penalty, even if it were really unlikely, you would probably think hard before tossing it. Also, just don't litter. The legality of an order is not an element of the disobedience offense. It is a question of law to be determined by a military judge. So if a service member disobeys an order because they think it's unlawful, they could suffer all of the difficulties of a court-martial, including pretrial confinement and the stress of the unknown, just to finally, somewhere down the road, have a military judge rule that the order was in fact unlawful.
Now, sorry to interrupt, but if you get court-martialed, you're going to want a good lawyer. But if you want a great lawyer, my law firm, the Eagle Team, can help. If you've gotten in a car crash, suffered a data breach, especially if you got a data breach letter saying your information might have been leaked, or dealing with a workers' comp or social security issue, we can represent.
Now we're going to go to what a retired military general said.
Donald Trump has always made a point of saying he supports the military during his campaign, but the feeling might not be mutual. Michael Hayden, a retired Air Force general and former CIA director, told Bill Maher that the military may not comply with orders Donald Trump has promised to give regarding torture.
Waterboarding is your minor form.
Donald Trump wants the military to torture the people in American cities. He spoke about waterboarding. This is what he wants to do to those who are protesters, who are in compliance to what he wants as a wannabe emperor or king. He wants them to torture them.
Some people say it's not actually torture. Let's assume it is. But they asked me the question, what do you think of waterboarding? Absolutely fine. But we should go much stronger than waterboarding.
Hayden said if Trump followed through with his plan of going beyond waterboarding, that would cause some soldiers to disobey their orders.
If he were to order that once in government, the American Armed Forces would refuse to act. In fact, you are required not to follow an unlawful order. That would be in violation of all the international laws of armed conflict.
There's been an ongoing debate about whether waterboarding should be qualified as torture. Obama discontinued the interrogation technique just after becoming president, believing it to be torture and therefore illegal under international law. And Hayden said he thinks members of the armed forces would see Trump's suggestion to go much stronger than waterboarding the same way, which would make them obligated to contradict the commander-in-chief. For Newsy, I'm Grant Sunison.
Now I'm going to move down some. To my playlist. Now, the U.S. attorney ordered the illegal arrest of Ras Baraka in Newark, New Jersey, the mayor of New Jersey. You're going to hear the U.S. attorney ordering Homeland Security to arrest Ras Baraka, Newark's mayor in New Jersey.
No, I got it. We're taking them right now. All right. Let me talk.
This is bullshit. We've been waiting an hour now.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna take them right now. Okay. Okay. Come on. Okay. Even though we stepped out, I'm gonna put them in cuffs.
We've been here for over an hour, and we have the right to be in there.
All right. I'm cuffing them right now. All right. Guys, listen to me. We're gonna walk out of the gates. I'm gonna place the mayor in handcuffs. Okay, we are arresting the mayor right now.
I think that this Homeland Security officer did this on purpose to expose the director of Homeland Security and the Attorney General, the U.S. Attorney General, that they ordered the arrest of Ras Baraka. That's why he knows the camera is running and he's on the phone with the person speaking out loud, making it known that the Attorney General ordered this arrest, this illegal arrest of Ras Baraka. Not even inside, first, Ras Baraka is the mayor of Newark. For anybody to be running around in somebody's city, they should check in with them. I don't care if it's ICE or whoever else. We're going to be in your city because you're running around, and a lot of them have masks on, running around snatching people up. But not only that, you're not going to run around my city that I'm the mayor of, frightening and wreaking havoc in my city. You're not going to do that. It would be a damn showdown. Because I would show up with my cops, and it would be a fucking showdown. That's it. You would not be running around in my city, especially when I say I don't want you here. It would be a showdown. I would have my cops, and if I see you throwing my people, my citizens around in the city that I'm the mayor of, you will be under arrest. Even if you're ICE, you'll be under arrest. Period.
Or the Deputy Attorney General of the United States. Anyone that gets in their way, I need you guys to give me a perimeter so I can cuff them and get them on there. If you have body cams, turn them on. Okay?
Look at this coward. He wants to look as intimidated as possible wearing these masks. He wants to be, and you're a coward to run around with your whole entire face. You're armed, but you want to run around and do all this dirt. And you want to be able to come out after you get off. You want to be able to come out and show your face in the city being unrecognized. That's all that's about.
His security clearly has is on and went for his weapon while we were engaged. So please let's just be careful.
Back in here. Okay. I already told him on camera that he was under arrest. We're gonna place him under arrest. Come on. All right, guys, stay with us. Be careful.
Yeah, that's the one. I'll bring it.
Backing you up.
Stay close, stay close. Get close, get close.
Where's my camera? Get off the bus. Get off the bus. It's time. Mr. Mayor, you're on this Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up!
See, Roz should have had some of his police officers with him. He should have never gone down there alone. He should have had some of his police officers with him. He should have.
Stay down. Don't push it. Don't push it. Don't push it. Get back, guys. Get back. Inside. 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 The enemy's public.
Now, I'm going to go to this next video. Now, this video here is despicable. And my sentiment, this teacher knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing. She set up. It was. I would say it's subliminal, but I would also say it's outright hate and it's outright racism against a damn first grader, and she should be fired and lose her teaching certificate for embarrassing and humiliating a 6-year-old, a first grader, in front of his classmates on his birthday. I mean, a lot of our people turn a blind eye to racism. They turn a blind eye to it when it's prevalent all over the United States, and our children are soft targets when it comes to this racism. If this was my grandchild, it'd be a situation. I know it will. I know it will be a situation. She'll have to deal with my wife, and I wouldn't, and I will let my wife do what she do. At least lay those paws on her, lay the hands on her ass a few times before I pull her off her. But she would definitely have to see my wife over one of our grandbabies. Doing this, oh nah, she'll get seen.
The enemy's public.
I'm sick.
You're sick. Can we sing happy birthday to you? All right, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear legend. Happy birthday to you. Would you like the funny song now that I sing to you?
And she knows what she's doing when she say this. She knows what she's doing. And the little brother knew what she was doing also. You can see it in his eyes and in his facial expression that he didn't like the so-called funny song that she started singing.
Okay, it goes like this. Happy birthday to you. You live in the zoo. You look like a monkey. And you smell like one, two. Woo! Give a clap, everybody.
And she and this lady more than likely would turn on the waterworks because in their mindset, the saddest thing to see in this society is a white woman crying. And she would turn on the waterworks and act like she's remorseful when she knew what she was doing when she sang that bullshit to this little boy. Now, this song is not new. It's not new. We sang it to each other as a joke among each other, but it's not for no white woman to single out a black child and sing it to him around all them damn white children and a little bit of sprinkle of other black children. That's wrong. That's wrong. We sang it amongst each other. That's what we did among each other. We sang that song, the so-called funny song, but she knew what she was doing. It was subliminal hate from a first grade teacher to a first grader. She knew what she was doing.
Everybody. Happy birthday, legend.
Now,
Don't go out over here at night because it's dangerous. I love you enough to protect you. Why are you saying, oh, that's toxic?
Now, my brother Reza Islam, I rock with him.
No, that's not toxic. That's called order.
Now, when you say Christian nationalism, when you hear somebody say Christian nationalism who are Caucasian, they are a white nationalist. Point blank, period. They are a white nationalist because Christian and nationalism, the two words are not synonymous. The two words are not synonymous. Christian and nationalism. What he means, what like Charlie Kirk, where he said that he was a Christian nationalist, he said, I'm a white nationalist. Anybody else who say that they are a Christian nationalist is a white nationalist. This video is courtesy of 3 Milli Productions. My brother Reza Islam, I rock with him. Check it out.
It's called discipline. Well, then they say, well, no, it's when a man tells a young boy to stop crying and suck it up and he can't do. No, that's also called discipline and order.
Emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence. See, I agree, not beat your children. For sure. Let's get this clear. Some people have adopted the slave master's tactics where we beat, I'm talking about beat children, and you're doing it publicly.
Just like the lady did in Baltimore during the time they was dealing with the Freddie Gray situation. It was a young brother who was out there protesting with the people, standing with the people, and this mother came down there and started hitting on him and embarrassing him or whooping on him in front of everybody. That's not how you handle that. She handled that all wrong, jumping on that little brother in front of every damn body, and potentially exposing herself to a child abuse charge at the same damn time. That was stupid. And then you exposing your son to being brought up on charges for being out there. I mean, that was so stupid of her to go out there snatching her son up, beating up on her son in front of everybody. News cameras out there, and she's beating on her damn son. And all he trying to do is stand and act on behalf of his people, being a damn man. And she's trying to stop him from being a damn man. He could have been out there gang banging, but no, he wasn't out there gang banging. He was standing and acting on behalf of the people because of what happened with Freddie Gray, protesting.
And you recording it.
It's like a whipping post.
The hell do you think is going to happen to that child's psychology? One, he's going to develop, or she's going to develop a hatred for you, and then develop a hatred for men, black men, if it was a man who did it, or black women, if it was a black woman who did it. So you got to think. Discipline and order have to be established, and we have to do it in a way where it doesn't traumatize the child, but it instills order and gives them discipline and helps them to understand right from wrong. But the biggest way that we do that is by being an example of it ourselves. That's the first thing. We telling them not to do something that we doing every day. And they're like, but you, all right, you keep doing it, but you
do as I say.
Do as I say, not as I do. But no, that's not how life works.
It's a hypocrite.
You not only are you a hypocrite, but if you keep doing a negative thing and there is no consequence for it that the child can see, then they think they can do the negative thing and there won't be a consequence. It's psychology. My mama keeps doing this, but I don't see nothing bad happening. Okay, I guess I can do it. My father keeps doing this. I don't see nothing bad happening. I guess I can do it. The reason why Brother Reza didn't go heavily into the gang banging world and become a thief and robber and all that is because I saw the consequences of it with my own brothers. I saw it. Getting tossed in police cars. I saw it going to funerals. I saw it being put up, my face, a picture put up in the liquor store when I was 9 years old because I was trying to steal, or 8 years old, trying to steal from the liquor store, and they took my picture and they shook my little hoodie out and all the candy and everything fell out. And they said, don't let this child in.
Wow.
Yeah, that happened, y'all. That happened.
He's trying to ban my man.
I'm serious. I've seen, we was getting banned back then and shut out of stuff back then. But I've seen it.
Right.
Once they see the consequences, it changes. Most of the time, it changes people. It helps them to understand that there is a barrier, there's a limit on certain things. So we have to be the example of it first. Number two, learn how to bring order without pain. Learn. Pain sometimes has its use because that belt kept me out of jail.
Facts.
I can tell you that much. But learn. There are ways to teach children. Sometimes a father, if he's involved, and brothers be involved, and sisters, let him be involved. If he's a good man, let him be involved. And if he's not a good man, if he's just terrible, then get a good man or a group of brothers to be involved. Don't use the child as a weapon against each other. Because what you don't realize is they will grow up and despise both of y'all. And then they really gonna be a problem for both of y'all. You think you doing something right by talking down about his father or her father, and she love her father or he love his daddy? He will grow resentment for you because a lot of these mothers are breaking these boys.
I'm seeing it in real time.
A lot of them are breaking them the same way the slave master would. And then he starts to see, well, okay, well, if my daddy is bad, then show me a good man. Well, I don't even want no men around you. Why? Because you want to perpetuate the negative stuff you doing. You don't want no man around to put you in check or the negative things you doing in check. So you're going to let all that negative build up into that child.
He's going to become that same man.
He's going to become either the same kind of man or worse, or because he loves his mama, he's going to become just like his mama. Walk like you, talk like you, behave like you. He'll be nice and effeminate the same way you want him to be. Why? Because he reminded you so much of his daddy that you don't want him to be nothing like him, including the good parts, which is the masculine. So you like him now because he's soft and docile and effeminate. Now he's talking about being with a man and you are okay with that. See, a lot of the mothers, sadly, have helped to bring about this generation of soft, weak men by way of being controlled and indoctrinated through the system and by way of being controlled through their trauma. So it ain't just the sister, it's what they have experienced. They probably didn't have no good father. They probably were abused 9 times out of 10 by a man or a woman, because a lot of women do it too.
Ray J was talking about that.
Yeah, like, listen, for real,
yeah, it's a real thing.
We got to take responsibility. This is why I don't understand how men, y'all, women, y'all. No. Generalizations are the language of the ignorant.
It is.
So when you generalize everybody, you ain't never met Brother Reza. Hi, peace. How you doing? So don't say all black men. No. Don't do that. And don't say all black women. No, brothers. Don't be ignorant here because you ain't never met all of them. You talking about your mama. You talking about everybody's mama. No.
And you hurt. Just say that.
And you hurt.
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah.
Just generalize yourself if you want to, or be specific about the person who hurt you. My baby mama, my mother, my father. But do not generalize everybody, because what you do is you damn all of us to hell, and you make it to where no black man is good, no black woman is good. So what does that happen? What does that do to children? It makes them look at themselves and everybody around them as just terrible people. That's when you get the interracial relationships being pushed. Because I don't need no black one, bro. You must be crazy. Y'all know how they are. What you mean
Passport bros. You got a whole thing, passport bros. I'm gonna fly overseas and find me somebody.
You know what's crazy?
She really loves you? Really?
Oh, wait.
She's trying to get that green card.
No,
man.
for real, but wait a minute now. Hold on now. Women been flying overseas to mess around and get men for years now.
Well, Stella got a groove back.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, come
Go to
on now.
Montego Bay.
Yeah, they did. How Stella got a groove back. Wasn't Angela Bassett messing with our brother?
Yeah.
Tate Diggs, and he was an island brother.
He was an island boy.
Oh, some of y'all getting mad. I know, Risa, don't do it. Listen, that right there, I was laughing because I'm like, well, wait a minute. You're mad now? Yeah, it's been going on both sides. But you mad now because men are exploiting it publicly? Both of y'all been doing that. And before we were able to do it, white people been doing it.
Yeah.
They came and got you.
Dang. Donald Trump.
From the island.
Yeah.
They got you.
Yeah.
Like, let's stop playing this game, man. Just say who it is that messed you up and that you don't like and who negatively affected your life, because some of our sisters have thick trauma and they are problems at times because of their trauma that they are being controlled by, their problems at times. Some of our brothers are messed up because of their trauma at times, and their trauma at times controls them above their logic. So they are messed up out here, becoming devils, both black men and black women at times, some of our people. So y'all got to stop doing this and start pointing back to the real enemy, which is a system, and also our ignorance as a people. I mean, as Farrakhan said, the real enemy is our ignorance. And then second to that, of course, is the system of white supremacy, or this satanic system. So stop with all this all day, because you victims of the same damn system. You are. We were together in the 60s and prior to that.
That's right.
Loved each other. We knew who the real enemy was. Marriage was promoted. Even in slavery, we was getting married, hopping over that broom.
Yes, sir.
And we're happy to do it because we knew that family is what builds a nation. Now you letting somebody convince you not to be with a black man, not to be with a man at all, and then encourage your child to call themselves whatever they want to call themselves because they feel a certain way. So now they go based off of their feelings. They call themselves gender fluid, and the government said, hey, we can help you chop off penis. Oh, now y'all quiet. So what are you following really? Is my point. Be honest about the condition that you're in. Confront it. Look at it. Be willing to heal yourself. I love the black woman. I don't give a damn when nobody got to say, oh, you a simp. Shut up. Say it to my face. You Negroes don't even know what the word means. Since when is loving the black woman being a simp? You stupid Negroes on this damn internet. Most of you are only on the internet.
Absolutely, brother Risa Islam. Since when loving the black woman makes you a simp? Some people would say if you put your wife on a pedestal, that makes you a simp. And then this is said by someone who don't even have a wife, don't even have a woman, but they'll say you're a simp because you put your wife on a pedestal. Who the hell else you supposed to put on a pedestal if it's not your wife? Peace to my brother, Big Dog Philly OG. Thanks for joining, brother. That's insane.
Internet. You're not in the community helping nobody.
No.
You are a goddamn embarrassment. And I will say this to every single one of you in your damn face, and you ain't gonna do a damn thing about it. Same thing with the sisters. All of you niggas, stop it. You don't love yourself.
I want to take a break and promote my wife's new book, Fire, the Finale. Fire Book 2, the Finale. Get your copy of Fire Book 2, the Finale. It's out now on paperback or Kindle. Go to Amazon. Get your copy of Fire Book 2. Go to Amazon, Fire Book 2, Amazon, paperback or Kindle. Angela King James, Fire Book 2. But if you don't have Fire Book 1, You need to catch up. You need to know what's in this book first before you get this book. Get both. Fire. And Fire Book 2, the finale. Paperback or Kindle at Amazon. Make sure you get your copy.
Self, you don't even know yourself. Get in the mirror, face your trauma, help yourself, love your family, work it out internally first before y'all get out here and trauma dump all over the damn internet and you spewing and throwing up and defecating on everybody because you don't want to handle yourself in your own life. Don't sit here and infect the rest of these children. My biggest deal now is we have a whole generation coming up behind us. And I'll be damned if they listen to you because you're so damn irresponsible and selfish that you condition them to now hating their own people and themselves. This generation, I pray, comes after every single one of the people who push this in a way where they say, I don't like you. You the reason why I'm like this. You wrong for that. Because no other nation of people does that to their own people. Chinese don't be out here generalizing their people. The Russians don't do it. The Indians don't do it. Nobody else does that. Y'all need to stop messing with these black men and get you a white zaddy. Shut up, sister. Stop it. Just name the brothers who abused you and go confront that. Go get therapy that doesn't drug you. Non-drug therapy. Please. Confront your demons. Go through it so that a black man can really love you because there is a black man that really loves you. But your damn demons is preventing him from having access and vice versa, brother. Confront the trauma that your mama gave you. And confront the trauma that your auntie gave you. We don't all, bro. I've received some trauma from some females of my family. Don't get it twisted. Black women. Black women. I've been accused of rape by a black woman. Not a white one. So what I should be the #1 candidate out here speaking against y'all, right? Shouldn't I? Because I've been accused by our sister. But I know what that does. I know what that is. That's trauma. And I'm not going to put that on all of my sisters. I love the black woman. Nobody will change my mind. Nobody. I love the black man as my brother platonically, heterosexually. Don't you get it twisted. We in Atlanta, but we not of Atlanta. God damn it. Make it very clear. Come here, all the way. I heard Brother Reza say he loves us.
Look, he done turned zesty on.
Hey, man, and I love y'all too. As my brothers on the other side, but please be respectful as they always are. You know, because sure. and that's what I appreciate about the homosexual side too, LGBT. The majority of them who I meet, they're honest about why they in this condition. They know. Last thing I'm gonna say, because I know we're ending, the chemical side of things that destroy the masculinity and the femininity, the atrazine in the water, right? The soy in almost everything. To the vegan community, I'm talking to you. Don't brag too much about how healthy you are. This is where everybody got to be humbled here. I see too many vegan gangbangers.
Zay said, I told you.
Veggie gang.
He's vegan. Yeah, Zay's vegan.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They be veggie gang here. And hell, and they be gangbanging against each other. Because now there's different tiers and levels of vegans. Damn.
Raw
brother,
vegan,
bro. I'm a vegan. Well, I'm a raw vegan. Well, I'm an alkaline vegan. Well, I'm a Rastafari ital eater. Some of y'all don't even know what that is. Well, brother, I can eat this, but I ain't with them over there. That's broccoli. Well, broccoli is on the alkaline list. Well, brother, I'm like, well, damn, I thought it was just the meat is the enemy.
I gotta eat air, man.
Damn.
Yeah.
Weighing 20 pounds, brother. You messed up. Y'all know I love y'all. I'm actually booked to speak in Houston at a major vegan event. And I'm gonna bring this energy too, because y'all know us how to love. But understand how the enemy is using food and chemicals to effeminize us. Please don't think that it doesn't exist. Reza, prove it, man. That's crazy. Really conspiracy theory. I need you to go back to the mid-1990s. You have two things. One, the halitosis bomb, honorable mention, where they wanted to create a chemical that would make the breath smell so bad that it would almost knock each other out. There's just biochemical warfare. Aside from that, in the early 1990s, they had something called the gay bomb that the U.S. military was working on. It was an experimental idea, which I don't think it was an idea alone, where they said that chemically they can drop a bomb that would send out an aerosol mist during a war to make their enemies turn homosexual and start to get involved homosexually with one another. If you think they can create chemicals in pills that would make you want to kill yourself, create chemicals in pills that would make you think about killing other people, suicidal thoughts, homicidal tendencies with chemistry. You think they can't induce your attraction using high induced chemicalized areas of hormones and pheromones that make you see another man as attractive, or see another woman as attractive if you're a woman? You think this enemy can't do it? The gay bomb, look it up. Y'all like, oh my God.
It's real.
It's very real. And then aside from that, again, atrazine in the water, one of the number one, number two chemicals used in the water right now, dealing with pesticide, herbicide, arena, that Tyrone B. Hayes, a professor who used to work with Syngenta from the University of Berkeley, he still works there now, where he's been studying frogs for over 20 years and determined that that chemical was turning the frogs homosexual. Primarily, the male frogs, their phallus or their penis was dissolving into a vagina chemically. And he said, this is the number one contaminant in the water.
Wow.
So if you think that this explosion in homosexuality is just by happenstance and everybody's just living their truth, you are crazy.
And the chemtrails too. When
Come on, bro.
We see the lines in the sky.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
You think they're gonna let a black Mecca where all this money is being built just continue to flow, and they're gonna let y'all do this? You better understand what chemical warfare looks like. There is no absolute no coincidence that the CDC is in Atlanta. And Atlanta has become the Mecca of black homosexuality.
And HIV.
There is no coincidence here.
Hey, we have a whole clinic across the hall. And
Bro,
we see people every single day.
Please.
Everyday people, man, who you would not even think. You see businessmen, businesswomen going inside of the clinic, and they have to get all of their
They get their shots, their pills, and all that. Because it's an explosion of it. Through our lower desires, the enemy knows our chemistry. He knows how to manipulate our chemistry. He knows how to manipulate our mind. Certain shows and all that. There are studies being conducted on using women with big butts in advertisements and how that controls the mentality of men and even women, because they have linked what they said, bigger butts to more intelligence, bigger butts to more attractiveness and reproduction, as far as wanting to procreate, because it looks more voluminous and survival. It deals more with, for example, in Africa, where they look at a woman who is bigger, they believe she's healthy. If you're skinnier, you're gonna die. Like this is how certain America, she's famished. That's what it is. Remember how the Europeans were studying a woman by the name of Sarah Bartman.
Yeah.
Remember this. To all the sisters who are either getting BBLs, considering getting them, or already have them, please study Sarah Bartman, the Venus Hottentot, who the Europeans were experimenting on and studying her body because they were trying to figure out why her buttocks, her gluteus medius and maximus, her butt was so big.
Still had her butt in a jar or some stuff like that.
Still had her body in the museum in Paris. Until the early 2000s.
Wow.
Then they brought her body back to Africa to bury it. They put her body in a museum. They were experimenting on this black woman, looking at her body, and it was so bad they would put her in the traveling circus, then into the underground orgy market all over Europe, and they would use her body as an aphrodisiac. So when they would have these orgies, they would walk up in on a line and touch her vagina and get tantalized and walk over there and start having sex in the corner. And oh my God, that's what they did with her. Now you do it willingly. Sarah Bartman is who y'all are following. Shout out to Dream Doll, who just came out, I think 2 days ago, and said, I'm tired of this surgery and keeping up these BBLs. I want to get all of this removed.
Wow.
Shout out to Black China. Who said, I'm no longer interested in this.
Stuff removed.
I'm getting all this removed. She didn't just say it. She put on her whole journey on camera and showed the whole world, listen, I'm getting these fillers. She said, I got to get all this stuff taken out. And injections everywhere. It's injections. I got to get it taken out. All this money. Shout out to K. Michelle. She got 13 surgeries to remove what happened to her body as a result of these surgeries, and a whole lot of other sisters who haven't come out publicly yet. So that trend moved as far as getting the BBLs. Now the trend now is it was a wrong decision, being the number one most dangerous cosmetic surgery in the world. The most kill rate is with that one. So a lot of these sisters they coming back and they saying, you know what? I want to get back to my natural self. So I want to acknowledge them.
Yes, sir.
because these are the sisters who are now going to be looked at as enemies of the other ones. And don't let them turn anybody against each other. Please always big up and show love and support to the brothers who are masculine, to the sisters who are feminine, to the sisters who want to be the natural selves, to the brothers, because a lot of y'all getting BBL abs. The hell?
They say BBL Drizzy.
What's up with Miami? Damn. Man, get in the gym.
I know.
Eat better.
Bro, it take 1 hour out each day.
Come on now.
Yeah, bro.
Y'all looking at Brother Reason. Man, Brother Reason, I'm serious, but I also have to be an example of it.
Yes, sir.
Because a lot of people get up here and talk.
Yeah.
That you look at me like, bro, I like all that stuff you
He got a
saying.
tummy tuck, though.
But no, hey, we have to be examples of it. So I said I'm not just gonna walk here, but I'm gonna talk. So I had to mention all that, brother, because you know that's something that's needed. You know, just love yourself, y'all. Seriously, we love our sisters, love our brothers. There are enough of us doing good, sisters and brothers out here. Promote those. Stop following the people who are just dumping their trauma on everybody, and promote the ones who show love in the midst of their trauma. They're like, yeah, black man hurt me, but not all black men.
That's right.
Yeah, black woman hurt me, but not all black women. So I love y'all.
That's right.
And I think our people will continue to love each other if we promote that side more.
For sure. Reason, man, this was phenomenal, bro. You did a crazy, crazy job, man.
Yes,
you
sir.
killed this. On the way out, how are you doing, man? Because you travel, Instagram pages, they always trying to take it down.
Yes, sir.
White House list, like you said, it's like the Super Bowl, pretty much, of being on that and of just always being attacked. How are you doing? And then as well, how can we support you? Whether that's financially, emotionally, or just being around, how can we support you as well?
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Well, I'm doing very well. I can say that, you know, Allah has blessed me with a beautiful queen.
Yes, sir.
Strong black woman. Strong black woman.
Yeah.
Strong black woman.
Yes, sir.
Let's make that clear. Say that 3 times.
No bunny hopping.
No bunny hopping.
Right.
Although there were attempts. Yeah, brother, we got to. It's another reason why I practice martial arts. But you know, y'all all right. But you know, all right. So, I'm doing very well, brother, because I knew by studying our greats what this life comes with.
Right.
And you don't really get it until you start experiencing it.
Yes.
When you start being hated, when you start being talked about in the mainstream media, when you start having your own people turn on you because of what the mainstream media said about you, that they start to believe. It was very hurtful, very much so. I've gone through it. I've been lied on. This government, brother, 10 years. I was fighting a case that was dismissed.
Yes, sir.
I was offered over 6 plea deals.
Wow.
Even up to the day before the trial. The day before, they called my attorney and was like, hey, he's facing this many years. You might want to take this deal. Hey, you might want to go ahead. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Because the brothers and sisters, y'all know what I'm talking about. Many of y'all had to take, you felt like you had to take one because they threatened you and you didn't have the money, you didn't have the energy. You're like, damn, man, can they really do this? You know, but I had enough faith, thankfully. Case was dismissed the next day. The first day of trial.
I want to thank everybody for coming through. I'm going to land this right here. I think I've accomplished my mission on what I wanted to present to our people. And I'm going to take us out of here with a music selection. And I want to thank everybody for tapping in. Thanks to my brother Mouthpiece, Big Dog Philly OG, P. Moses, Sister Demi, Straight Smoke. Thank you all for joining me. Dre Cobbs, salute. Voodoo Child. Thank you all for tapping in. Thanks for the wife for tapping in. And get your copy of Fire 2, the finale, Amazon, paperback or Kindle. Go to Amazon, Angela King James. Get your copy of Fire. Get your copy of Fire Book 2. It's on Amazon now, but I'm going to take us out with a music selection, The Camaraderie, the remix.
Triple one vision. With the one vision. With the one vision. One vision, see the facts through the schism. Unlock the algorithm trapped in this lyrical prism. I search for the truth in the rhythm and the rhyme. Planting to see the reason in the garden of time. They follow the leader, I follow the signs. Connecting the dots between all the broken lines. My dialect's a scalpel, precise with the incision. Making the final cut, the ultimate decision.
One sound, one mic, one crew, that's the bond. From the misty dawn till the day is gone, this is camaraderie. The remix you hear now, we take a collective ball, we hold the ground somehow. One voice, one choice, we make the vision clear. The whole squad's here, conquering the fear. This is camaraderie, the power in the name. Burning like a holy flame forever in the game.
They call me Mama Chief. I bring the ground to relief, turn a new leaf, putting into all the grief. My roots run deeper than 1,000-year-old oak. Every word I've ever spoke is fire from the smoke. Got the wisdom of the matriarch, the strength of the stone, protecting my own on this hip-hop throne. Empress Namaste, couldn't say it any better. We stitch it all together, stronger than weathered leather.
One sound, one mic, one crew, that's the bond. From the misty dawn till the day is gone, this is camaraderie. The remix you hear now, we take a collective ball, we hold the crown somehow. One voice, we make the vision clear. The whole squad's here, conquering the fear. This is camaraderie, the power in the name. Burning like a holy flame forever in the game.
Yeah. Smell like the foxy shining by the moon, dropping a loony tune that makes the speakers swoon. My flow was lit with silver, my aura's a gold sheen. The slickest you've ever heard, the illest you've ever seen. Shank rock with the beat, I glide on the surface, serving my purpose, making competitors nervous. Ends Parker knows the session, it's none your business. See, just the art, the mic, the beat, and the whole team with me. It's the ciphers, decoding the matrix of the beat, then kill switch. Flips, bringing indestructible heat from Marco Power's force to the bronze God's decree. The Navi poet charts the course for all the world to see. Executive sessions, yeah, the motion is past. The legacy that's built to last, the shadow that we cast.
Yeah, the camaraderie. One vision. Mama Chief, Looney Tune, Empress Namaste, Foxy Moon, Prince Cypher, Marco Power runs flat, Power Guard, Executive Sessions, Kill Switch, Shank Rock, MS Park, Known Your Business, Navi Poet, we all here, here. Yeah. The enemy's coming. They relate to my name. The enemy's coming. I might as well get over. Just like fishing in the ocean, there'll always be someone